Hello everyone, I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, just outside the Palazzo Hotel and Casino here, that building right there, which is located just off of Las Vegas Boulevard, and across the street that's the Treasure Island Hotel and Casino, and to the south, might not be able to see from here, but the Venetian Hotel and Casino is right next door. And to the north on Las Vegas Boulevard, to the left is the Fashion Mall, and across the street, really far here, these are Las Vegas blocks, which is probably about a half mile in the real world. The Wynn and Encore are on the north side. And getting back to the Palazzo, this hotel was opened on December 30th, 2007, and has 3,068 hotel suites, a 105,000 square foot casino, and an indoor shopping mall, which includes a Lamborghini dealership, which we will take a look at shortly. And when I say suites, the rooms at the Palazzo average about 700 square feet per room. So that's over twice as large as your average hotel room. So they're very large rooms. The Palazzo is the tallest hotel in Las Vegas, and though the building is only 35 stories tall, because of its tall ceilings on every floor, the hotel tower itself is 642 feet tall. At the time it was built, the Palazzo cost $1.6 billion, and it continues to be the most expensive hotel built in Las Vegas. The Palazzo is also owned by the Las Vegas Sands Corporation, which owns the Venetian Hotel next door over here, which you might not be able to see because it's a bit of a distance away. There is a tunnel that connects the Palazzo and the Venetian. That building that you see there is actually part of the Palazzo, which I'll get to in just a minute here. And the Palazzo was built on the former site of two motels. One was a Days Inn, and the other called Tam O'Shanter Motel. And the O'Shanter Motel was named after a golf course in Illinois. And this building here, might not be able to see it too well here. It's kind of getting dark out. It's about 7:30, but that building there with the cranes on top, that was started. It was supposed to be a $465 million condo development, and they started construction on that in 2007, and because of the Great Recession, which began shortly after, they stopped construction in 2008, and ever since then it's basically sat there. It might look like it's a finished building, but actually what they did was let me zoom in here, that building right there, right next to the Palazzo sign, what they basically did, it was a steel skeleton, and they wrapped a cloth around the outside of it, basically a gigantic bed sheet, and it makes it look like it's a finished building, but it's not. And it's been sitting there for well over 10 years now. It's been about 12 years since they stopped construction, and they may They may have gotten construction restarted here. I'm not sure. In the last like year or two, if they're gonna finally finish this, as it's been sitting here for some time. But getting back to the Palazzo here, let's get my camera unzoomed and just take a quick tour inside and see what's going on at the Palazzo. And here's Vegas Boulevard. There's a tour bus right there. If you ever are in Las Vegas, they have a double-decker tour bus, and the top of the bus is open. It's kind of dark here. It's about 7:30 at night, but the top of the bus is open, and you have a pretty good view of everything. I believe the name of the tour bus is the Big Red Bus, and basically drives up and down Las Vegas Boulevard. It's probably one of the better ways to see Las Vegas Boulevard. Or if you have the time, you could also a good, probably even better way to see Las Vegas Boulevard is just what I'm doing right now, and walking the sidewalk here. And across the street, that would be the Trump Hotel and Casino, or actually I think it's just the Trump Hotel. I don't believe there's a casino in there. And there's the Fashion Show Mall across the street. Pretty big mall. Just about, there's no shortage of shopping in this area. There's also a mall at the Palazzo in the Venetian, which by itself has about 200 high-end stores. So no shortage of shopping here. And because I have a camera with me, they in general don't like a camera being taken inside the casino. I'll for filming purposes, I'll walk in the north end here, and just going up a set of escalators, and then here's a better shot of the Wynn Hotel, which is on the north end of the Palazzo, and next to the Wynn is the Encore. And across the street from the Wynn and Encore, might not be able to see it right now because it's dark, but there's a Chinese-owned hotel that's under construction. I believe it's called Las Vegas World, and that's supposed to be finished sometime in 2021. And this would be a bridge that connects the Palazzo to the Wynn. And let's walk inside here and see what's going on at the Palazzo. Bit of a slow day today. It's a Sunday, so not too much should be going on. Basically Sunday through Thursday is kind of slower, and I'm not sure if you saw that or not, but they have a that entrance also has a check-in center where they basically will take your temperature because of the COVID-19, the virus. So if you come here and have a fever, they will stop you at the door. And this is the main casino area here. A lot of slot machines. And then to the left over here, it looks like there's some table games, blackjack, craps. And they're also practicing the social distancing here as well. They even have an additional layer of protection. There's plexiglass partitions between the players and the dealers. And more, it's like electronic baccarat on the right, and table games here. More slot machines on the right, and on the left is a jewelry store here. Veneza Fine Jewelry. And this hallway here looks like it'll take us to the check-in area. No painted ceilings here at the Palazzo, just very big ceilings. The Venetian next door, which has a tunnel that connects to it, has a lot of the artwork and whatnot on the ceilings. It's still pretty nice in here. Here's the main check-in area here. Nobody checking in apparently right now. A lot of security people. They also have, it looks like at every entrance and exit, they basically have a booth where they have security that takes your temperature, and everyone has to wear a mask as well. Even at the Palazzo, there's people getting into arguments and fights here. Looks like they diffused that one. Anyway, getting back on our tour here. More slot machines, table games, and this corridor up here leads to the Venetian Hotel and the Canal Shops as well. There's about 200 high-end stores. They sell various items, mostly high-end clothing, jewelry, artwork, and there's also gondola rides if you want to view the hotel from the canal. And here's a replica of a gondola. Pretty big boat. I would say that boat's about 40 feet long. And they got another art exhibit here. This one, the theme is love, with a lot of flowers and a water fountain. A lot of people cleaning the hotel. They had someone at the bottom of this escalator with Looked like just a rag and some disinfectant, just continuously cleaning. So they're taking extra precaution here because of the coronavirus. And here's looks like a 2-story waterfall. And this takes us up to the 2nd floor where the gondola rides and the canal shops are. It looks like there's someone there taking a gondola ride. In this canal here, it stretches the entire length of the hotel, and it also goes to the outside area. I believe that the total time to take a ride in the gondola is about 15 to 20 minutes. And it costs about, I want to say $40–50. They even have people playing musical instruments and whatnot, serenading the gondola riders. And as you ride in your gondola, over off to the left, here's the canal, and there's the people in the gondola. You could see all the high-end shops here. Here's a shoe store, and here's a watch store, a lot of expensive watches. Horologo fine watches. Got a homemade ice cream and chocolate treat store. We got a lot of chocolate in there. Just a lot of high-end shopping. And here's the food court area, restaurant area. This is probably, actually this is the mostly higher end restaurants. They have a food court area I'll walk over to towards the end. And there's the gondola. And it looks like the boat that they had on display, the gondola that was on display in the lobby, that looks like about the same size. I would say that's about a 40-foot long boat. And it has one person that controls, that steers it. I believe the boat itself is motorized, so it's not too much exercise on their part. They're just basically steering the boat, and at various points here there's these bridges. You could just walk over and to the other side of the canal here, and there goes the gondola down the canal. It's always blue skies at the Venetian and Palazzo Hotel here, because the ceiling is painted blue and partly cloudy. Let's see what else is going on at the Canal Shops. It's getting a little bit later here, so many of the stores will be closed, and even if it was during the day, because of the coronavirus, many of the stores never even reopened. I would say probably about half of the stores are closed because of the virus. Here's a shoe store. And this looks like a makeup store off to the right. And there goes a gondola. That one has looks like 2 people in it. Might be kind of hard to see, but more people than I thought there would be taking the gondola ride today. And to the right, here's another high-end clothing store, Soho, Miami. And to the left is looks like an ice cream and cookie store, or I believe that would be gelato. It's kind of hard to find an actual ice cream store. They mostly sell the gelato. And to the right looks like a hat store. Do they really just sell old hats? Let's see. Yep, they got a whole bunch of hats in there. Looks like that's a bed store, and here's a jewelry store to the right. And we're back over at the canal. It looks like this would be the ending on this side of the canal. At some point it also goes outside. I think we might have passed that point, but the canal will basically go outside to the front of the Venetian. And these people here might just be starting their gondola ride trip. Looks like they got 2 people in the boat. I don't think that boat could hold that many more than 4 people. They're pretty big boats, but the seating areas don't look too much bigger than for 4 people. Here's a store called Lollipops. It's like just a candy store. Another closed store. Maybe I'll come back here during the daytime. Here's another shoe store, Skechers. And this hallway here should lead to the food court area. And I think we're now over into the Venetian Hotel. They're basically one and the same hotel, the Venetian and the Palazzo. They're owned by the same company. The only difference is the Palazzo is a bit newer, not by that much. Here's a gift store to the right. And let's see what's going on in the food court here. We have a restaurant here. It's called the Lobster Me. Looks like a lot of seafood. And here's another seafood restaurant, Casanova's. Let's see how expensive Casanova is. A sea bass dinner is $33. The Atlantic salmon is $24, and that even includes sauteed veggies. I'm not sure if you get a salad with every meal. Usually at these higher end restaurants, you gotta pay extra for a salad or even a side. This looks like the main area of the food court. Let's see what other restaurants. They have a world famous gyro and chicken restaurant. Here's a restaurant called Chew and Chug, steak and seafood. Got a Johnny Rockets here, burger place. Have a pizzeria. Here's a Panda Express. And this one's called Cafe Pan. Let's see what's going on at Cafe Pan here. Get a roast turkey sandwich for $12. That's not bad. Might as well just go to Subway though over here. There's a security person over there, so I'm not sure if they would bother me with the camera or not. Here's a Chipotle restaurant, which that looks closed. And this is basically going back the way I came here, just made a circle. Back at the Lobster Me restaurant. Let's see how much a lobster is. I like seafood too, but a lobster grilled cheese is $19. I wonder how big the lobster is. That's the thing. Usually when the prices are cheaper like that, where you could actually eat there, that sounds kind of cheap for a lobster. The portions are probably pretty small. Most of these restaurants are rather expensive, and probably the best deal is to eat at the buffets, but those are all closed because of the coronavirus. So hopefully they'll figure a way to get the buffets reopened, because everything else is usually just so much more expensive. And it looks like to the left is the hotel elevators, and another gift shop and coffee place over here to the left, and this would be the escalators down to the Venetian. We are now at the Venetian Hotel and Casino, and that will conclude our tour. Thank you.